So welcome everyone. So what we'll do today is we're actually going to initially we'll start with discussing the new paper pattern that was given to us by the board. Then we'll go on to some diagrams, a easier way to draw diagrams. Then some experimental questions or simply so performance based questions or application based questions. Then finally we'll move on to some sums, right? Some trickier ones, easier ones. We'll follow that route and we'll finish it off for the day. So initially we'll go to discuss the new paper pattern. As you know, it has 4 sections. We already solved the papers, right? So we have 4 sections, A to D. Section A mein we have questions from question number 1 to question number 20, which is 1 mark each, and it comprises of MCQs, one line answers, and assertion reasoning type questions. MCQs में there can be questions, like comprehension type. पैसेज दिया होगा उसमें तुम लोग आंसर्स फाइंड करके लिखना है. But you remember one thing, the answers won't be directly available, right? हाँ, ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि पैसेज पढ़ लिया उसी में से आएगा, ऐसा कुछ हार्ड एंड फास्ट रूल नहीं है. इट कैन बी within that concept. So straightforward answer मिलेगा, we cannot guarantee it. So you have to know the concept very well. It comes for around 32 marks, which is around 40% of the entire paper, right? So अगर ये section ए properly कर दिया, you will get around 40% of the marks. Section B is a 2 mark question, that is 21 to 26 questions है, so we have 12 marks. Section C 27 to 33, 3 marks each, that is 7 questions for 21, and finally 3 questions of section D of 5 marks each, which will fetch you 15 marks. Right. So there is, there are internal options like 21 में you will get 2 questions. So 21 में 2 question रहेगा, दोनों में से एक solve करो. You won't be like any 4, any 5, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होगा in this new paper pattern. Right. Internally there might be option, but collectively एक पूरे question का option नहीं होगा. Right. So that's a new paper pattern for you all. So you should pay proper attention to section A and section B. It is almost 50% of the marks, right? Which is very easily achievable. So this was a paper pattern that was discussed. Right? Now we'll move to some diagrams, right? Now diagram mein, the first thing that comes into picture is ray diagram. Total में 16 diagrams है, right? 16 ray diagrams. उसमें से एक तो आएगा mostly for 3 marks or 2 marks. So we'll start with ray diagram for a mirror. हम लोग सबका सब discuss नहीं करेंगे. We'll only, I'll explain how to draw a base diagram very quickly and a diagram. कौन सा भी एक ray diagram for mirror and a ray diagram for lens. So we'll start with ray diagram for a mirror. First of all, a straight line, and that line should be on the line of the notebook. Don't draw the line in between 2 lines. 2 line के बीच में बनाने का नहीं. The line should be on this, and यहाँ से at a distance of 3 centimeter mark a point P, which is nothing but the pole, and at point P, what we can do is you should keep a protractor and simply trace the curve of the protractor. That is 3 lines up, 3 lines down. So when I have oblique lines over here, this indicates it's a concave mirror. Convex के लिए ये जो protractor है, it should be kept in the opposite direction. It will be like this somewhere here. Right? So hence from point P, 2 centimeters left I have focus, and again from 2 centimeters towards the left I have the center of curvature. Right? Remember this P to F and F to C should be equal. अगर ये 2 लिया ये 2 लेना ही है, अगर ये 3 लिया तो ये 3 लेना ही है. It should be equal. Right? So this was the base diagram that you have to draw every time you draw a ray diagram. So we'll actually quickly study one of the ray diagrams. The first ray diagram is the object is beyond C, and the first thing you have to draw is a ray diagram. 3, यहाँ से 2, F and C, and this is a concave mirror. When I say object is beyond C, C से पहले, and हम लोग object बनाते हैं एक line का, and a arrow, A for arrow, that is here, A for arrow, B for base. ये जो B है will be always on this axis, that's the principal axis. Then we follow the rules. अपने we had 4 rules, right? In short, हम लोग कैसा discuss किया था? Incident ray parallel, reflected ray passes through the focus, मतलब parallel focus. उसके बाद focus parallel, incident ray passes through the focus, the reflected ray becomes parallel. Then we had center of curvature, that if the incident ray goes through the center of curvature, it traces the same path back. मतलब C से आएगा तो C से return चला जाता है, right? अगर C से आया तो C से return. And one more thing is, if the incident ray goes and hits the pole, then it reflects by taking the same angle as the angle of incidence, that is I is equals to R. Means agar if I draw a line straight away from here, I'll explain the 4th rule. Incident ray, it goes hits here, and it again reflects back. So this is angle of incidence, this is angle of reflection. Both the angles should be equal, that is equal angles at the poles. So हम लोग ये चार में से we can use any of the two rules. The first rule, incident ray is parallel, the reflected ray passes through the focus. ये हो गया first rule. Second rule, incident ray passes through the focus, the reflected ray becomes parallel to the principal axis. Now if you observe ये जो reflected rays है ये दो, it is intersecting somewhere here, और जहाँ पे intersect होता है हम लोग वहाँ पे image बनाते हैं, जहाँ पे intersect होगा वहाँ पे आएगा arrow, and arrow को भी name it as A. तो since already A दे दिया है हम लोग यहाँ पे name करेंगे A dash and B dash, right? So this is A dash, B dash. If you draw this much, you will get 50% of the marks. अगर फुल मार्क्स चाहिए तो तुम लोग को क्या करना पड़ेगा, एक छोटा सा समरी लिखना पड़ता है. समरी में क्या लिखना, सिंपली वेयर इज द इमेज फॉर्म्ड, इन दिस केस द इमेज A dash B dash is formed between F and C. So the position is between F and C. Then nature मतलब whether it's a real or a virtual image. For in this case, how to identify, यहाँ पे जो reflected rays है they are actually meeting at this point, खुद से आके meet हो रहे, so it's a real image. So virtual का भी आएगा, virtual mostly comes when you know the rays do not meet, they do not, अगर वो meet नहीं हो तो हम लोग क्या करते, we pull them back or somewhere it will intersect somewhere inside, so that's a virtual image there. So and real images are always inverted images. You can also see in the diagram, image इसका object का arrow ऊपर है, image का arrow नीचे है, तो उल्टा बन गया, तो inverted हो गया. तो real inverted, and size is diminished, मतलब इसका जो size it is smaller than this. So that's how it is. So it is object beyond C. So this was the ray diagram. This is the only ray diagram that I will discuss for mirror. So I will move to ray diagram for lens. So again a basic diagram, we'll draw a line on the line of the notebook, एक point O ले लेंगे approximately center पे. Then again we'll draw a, we'll use a protractor. उसके पहले हम लोग क्या करेंगे, यहाँ से what I'll do is I'll draw dotted line, 4 lines up 4 lines down. 4 की जगह पे 3 line use किया तो भी चलेगा, 3 or 4 lines up 3 or 4 lines down. Then simply join this point and this point with the help of a curve. Simply if you use a protractor it will be better. So protractor से simply draw a curve. While drawing this, remember जो protractor का जो 90 degree का line है, it should be on this line, ना, वो line यहाँ पे रखो इसके ऊपर, तो properly एक proper curve आएगा on the left and on the right. Then easy, यहाँ से 2 centimeter left, 2 centimeter right. We'll mark points F1 F2, और वापस 2 centimeter left, वापस 2 centimeter right. That is double of this, तो इसलिए हम लोग F1 का double हो जाएगा 2F1, F2 का double हो जाएगा 2F2. So this is the base diagram that has to be drawn every time you draw a ray diagram. So ये हो गया basic diagram for a lens. This is mainly for convex lens. Concave के लिए you have to follow the same thing. The only thing that you have to draw here is यहाँ पे instead of instead of curving this way, simply you have a curve this way. तो वैसा ड्रॉ करना है तुम लोग को प्रोट्रैक्टर से, एंड सिंपली यू विल जॉइन दिस, देन यू गेट अ कर्व प्रॉपर्ली. ये हो जाएगा कॉनकेव के लिए फिर. दैट इज द ओनली चेंज फॉर अ कॉनकेव लेंस. So we'll again quickly go through a diagram that in this case the object is at 2f1. This object is at 2f1 means I'll keep the object at 2f1 and it should be of one line, that is AB, A for arrow, B for base, and base is always on this line on the principal axis. Then rules, same rules है, instead of parallel focus, the incident ray is parallel, refracted ray goes to the focus. The incident ray, if it is going through the focus, it becomes parallel to the principal axis, and if it goes through optical center, it goes through it without any deviation. मतलब अगर incident ray अगर if it is going, the incident ray is going through the center, just a minute. If the incident ray is going through the center, it will go straight without any deviation. So these are the rules that we are gonna apply in this. So yeah, the first rule, if the incident ray is parallel, the refracted ray, refracted ray, it simply goes through the focus. ये हो गया first rule. Second rule, the easiest one is optical center वाला. Means if the ray goes through the optical center, it goes through it without any deviation. ये straight ही निकल जाता है. And you observe that ये जो intersection point है, it is exactly below 2f2 means the image कहाँ पे बनेगा, exactly 2f2 पे बनेगा, and it is of the same size. if you can see यहाँ पे एक लाइन का ऑब्जेक्ट है तो एक लाइन का इमेज भी बन गया. So इतना बना है तो we'll get what, how many, 50% of the marks, right? So next आएगा उसका summary. Position, where is the image formed? Image is formed at 2f2. Then nature, can I say the refracted rays are actually intersecting at this point? They are actually intersecting, right? So it's a real image, and we know real images are always inward, and it can be seen in the diagram as well. ये जो object है, object जो है, it is above the principal axis, और image जो है, it is below the principal axis. And finally we can say the size is same, equal in size. So itna bana hai, you will get full marks. So draw it neatly. The arrows should be important, right? Everything should be drawn correctly, right? So this was the ray diagrams, right? Moving on. Again, this is a very important diagram, that is refraction of light through a rectangular glass slab. It can come for 2 marks standalone, or it can come with any 5 mark question के साथ आएगा, 3 mark के साथ आ सकता है. So refraction of light through a rectangular glass slab. How to do it? Very easily now. First of all, एक glass slab बनाएंगे हम लोग. We'll name it as ABCD, right? Then I'll take a scale and draw an incident ray. Now the thing is, ये जो incident ray, it actually is gonna go and only it will go and hit the surface AB only. उसके बाद it won't go straight, right? उसका refraction होने वाला है. So हम लोग actually क्या करेंगे? We'll draw a line through it, but outside it should be dark bold lines because it's the actual incident ray. But will the ray actually go straight? No. We are imagining that it might go straight. Actually जाता भी नहीं है straight. So hence the thing this actually doesn't follow straight line. इसलिए हम लोग जो line आगे का है, we are gonna draw it the dotted line because it actually doesn't go there. It's an imaginary line, right? Now ये हो गया incident ray. So then we have to draw a refracted ray and an emergent ray. Now the emergent ray can be easily drawn by this way. एक scale हमने रख दिया यहाँ पे, right? Now don't remove the scale now. Simply take the other surface of the scale. ये जो surface है वहाँ पे एक line मार दो. Draw a line over there. So hence we got 2 rays. एक directly तो अपने 2 ray मिल गया, एक incident ray भी मिल गया और एक emergent ray भी मिल गया, right? और एक straight line भी. Now simply how to draw a refracted ray? Simply join this to this. So you got incident ray, we got refracted ray, and also an emergent ray over here. And at these 2 points we can draw a normal. So we have incident ray, refracted ray, and the emergent ray. Also we can say that emergent ray is laterally displaced. If there is no refraction, the ray should have come out from this part, right? But it got laterally displaced to this position. So hence we say emergent ray got laterally displaced. So अगर पूछा what is lateral displacement, we can simply say the emergent ray gets displaced from its original position due to refraction. It doesn't take the original path, it gets deviated due to refraction. So that is lateral displacement. So we have air and glass, which is rarer denser medium. You have to just fill the blanks then. Like क्या बच गया हो, you have to fill it up. The incident angle, the refracted angle, and the emergent angle. Right. For rectangular glass slab, I and E should always be equal, right? Because the surfaces are parallel to each other. So that's how it's the easiest way that this can be drawn. Next, refraction of light through a prism. सबसे एक triangle बनाना ABC. Then remember ये जो angle है, this angle is actually important. It's also given the text. It's mentioned in the textbook NCERT. This angle is called as angle of prism, right? What is angle of prism? It is angle between 2 surfaces of a prism or 2 face of a prism. 2 face के बीच का angle को angle of prism बोलेंगे हम लोग. We have an incident ray, right? Now the ray of light won't go straight. It's not gonna go straight. Hence हम लोग dotted to just to इसलिए हम लोग क्या करें, यहाँ पे जो line extend किया उसको dotted बनाया हम लोग ने. So यहाँ पे normal है, which is perpendicular. At the point of incidence, we are drawing a perpendicular line. Then there is refraction. Remember, this is not reflected ray; it is refraction. It is a refracted ray, right? It's a refracted. It's not reflection. It is refraction. So it is refracted ray. And after this, again at this point of incidence, we can again draw a ray which comes out. That is an emergent ray. Right. Now, in this case, I can say ये जो incident ray है, did it go straight? No. Can I say it didn't go straight? Actually, it deviated by some angle. सीधा चला गया क्या? ये रे सीधा चला गया क्या? नहीं. Can I say ये जो रे है, it deviated by this angle. इधर से आने बाहर आने के बदले it actually came out from this. It took this path to come out. So hence, since the ray got deviated by this angle is called as deviation angle. Right? It's called as deviation angle and is represented by capital letter D, और simply हम लोग उसको Greek letter del या तो डो से भी रिप्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं. This is refraction through a glass prism. But remember, you have to mention this angle D over here, without which the diagram is incomplete. So that's how the diagram has to be drawn. That is refraction of light through a prism. And in this case also, I can say I is equals to E, but under only one condition. The condition is ये जो refracted ray है, ये जो refracted ray है, that should be parallel to the base of the prism. If it is parallel, then and then only I can be equal to E. Right? Dispersion of light, white light through a glass. We know simply dispersion, when we disperse a light through a prism, out comes the entire spectrum of visible light, that is rainbow. But this diagram is wrong, because ये जो light है, when it comes to denser to rarer, again there should be refraction, hence it cannot go in a straight line, hence it has to again deviate. Remember, if you draw this, you are going to get 0 marks. You have to show a deviation. And ये जो bending हो रहा है, this bends always towards the base. Don't draw it upwards. प्रिज्म उल्टा है, उल्टा बना दिया प्रिज्म, तो ये भी, ये जो है, ये डायग्राम, ये जो कलर्स है वो भी उल्टा हो जाएगा. बट इफ इट्स अ प्रॉपर प्रिज्म, then the rays will bend towards the base. So this is wrong, this is correct. Now there are some points to remember. This is a basic point, so just a recap, right? ये जो emitter है, ये जो emitter है, it is always connected in series with the circuit. Emitter is always connected in series with the circuit, and it has very low resistance. The main reason being it has to measure the maximum current. अगर रेजिस्टेंस ज्यादा रहेगा, emitter won't give me the accurate reading. But hence it has least resistance and it almost allows entire current to pass through it, hence it can give me a more accurate reading, right? So this is a point regarding emitter. Voltmeter is exactly opposite of this. Emitter is connected in series, so voltmeter will be connected in parallel, right? And remember one thing, that voltmeter, ये voltmeter का जो resistance है, it is maximum, so that negligible current almost flows through it, or simply zero current will flow through the voltmeter, because it doesn't measure current, it only measures the potential difference. So emitter connected in series, voltmeter connected in parallel. Emitter maximum resistance, voltmeter least resistance. The reason already I have discussed. Next is how to draw a solenoid. It was already discussed. I'll discuss it once more. So what we'll do in this case is, you have to draw lines. Actually, the easiest way to draw lines is, simply what you do is you draw lines like this, one line, and draw it on the line, 2 line, 3, 4 और ये 5. तो 5 lines बना दिया, and draw more lines in between these 2 lines like this. ये दोनों के बीच में एक आ जाएगा, ये दोनों के बीच में और एक आ जाएगा. So how many lines I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, I need 11 lines. So this is the 10th one. This is the 11th one. So ऐसा you have to draw 11 lines, right? So you have to draw lines, 2 lines on the line and 1 in between. So total हो जाएगा 11 lines. Right? Then once you have drawn those 11 lines, simply draw a coil over it, right? Then you have to draw magnetic lines. First, second, third. So we are drawing those 3 complete continuous magnetic lines. 3 ऊपर, 3 नीचे. Then we are left with 3 more lines in between, right? We'll just draw this way. Actually, आगे continue होगा, but there is no need, since there is we don't have that much space over here. We are gonna stop it over here. and simply complete this circuit. मतलब coil को जो है just draw a wire over it so it can complete the circuit, and simply you have to write a south pole and a north pole over here. So that's how a solenoid is to be drawn. अगर one more thing, अगर यहाँ पे बैटरी के लिए जगह नहीं है, you can even draw it below here somewhere here, right? It should be neat and clean, and north and south should be mentioned. Remember, ये arrow का direction ऐसा रहेगा, तो remember it should, this side is north, this side is south. So that's how solenoid has to be. So this was the diagrams, right? Now what we'll do is we'll just discuss some experimental based questions, application based questions, right, or performance based questions, that is PBQs. How we'll discuss this is, I'll show you the question over here. तुम लोग question पढ़ना है, and I'll ask you to pause the video, right? जैसे question आएगा, I'll ask you to pause the video. You have to pause the video and you start solving the question. Solve करो, take your own time, आराम से बैठ के solve करो. Once you confirm कि मेरा solution मेरे को आ गया, then you can again play the video. Then you can actually look into the solution then, right? So we'll do it accordingly. First question. ये first question जो है, I'll explain it. There is no need to pause the video now, right? I'll just start. In this case, an emitter has a range of 0 to 3 amperes. Now what does that mean? Range मतलब क्या, तुम लोग का जो ruler है, scale पे जो scale जो line मारते हो, that scale has a range of 0 to 15 centimeters or simply 0 to 30 if it's a bigger scale. तो अगर एक emitter है मेरे पास, वो जो रीडिंग है, उसका रीडिंग का रेंज इज फ्रॉम 0 to 3. यहाँ पे 1 होगा, यहाँ पे 2 होगा. So it reads from, this is the pointer, reads from 0 to 3, and there are total 30 divisions. तो टोटल कितना डिविजन है इसमें? 30 डिविजन है. So अपने को बोला है कि फाइंड द लीस्ट काउंट ऑफ द एमीटर. लीस्ट काउंट मतलब क्या? लीस्ट काउंट बेसिकली मींस the minimum value that it can measure. तुम लोग जो 15 सेंटीमीटर का स्केल है, रूलर है, उसमें व्हाट इज द मिनिमम वैल्यू इट कैन मेजर? इट इज 1 मिलीमीटर, राइट? और 0.1 सेंटीमीटर बोल सकते हैं हम लोग वैसा. सिमिलरली लीस्ट काउंट मतलब इट्स अ मिनिमम वैल्यू ऑफ द यूनिट दैट इट कैन मेजर. So now how to find the least count? That is a simple formula, that is total range upon total division, right? So range दिया है 0 to 3, तो total range कितना हो जाएगा? 3. टोटल डिवीजन कितना दिया है? 30. So 3 upon 30, that is 1 upon 10, that is 0.1 ampere. So what the minimum value that this emitter measure is? 0.1 amperes. Remember, least count is measured by total range upon total division. Write this formula down now, because same type का sum next है, तुम लोगों को खुद से करना है. So I will proceed with the next sum is, I'll show you the question. You have to pause the video. तो question display होगा वहाँ पे, solve करना है बाद में. You can again play the video for the solution. If you do it, it's better for you. So we'll start. So this is the question for you. Now what you do is simply pause the video here itself, right? एक बार pause कर लिया, then you can start solving the sum. आराम से solve करो. एक बार solve sum हो गया, उसके बाद तुम लोग play कर सकते हो for the solution. Start. Pause the video. So here's the solution for this. Now we know the formula, right? Least count is what? Least count is total range upon total division. The range is from 0 to 0.5. That is 0.5. Total division is 20. If you divide, you'll get the answer is 0.025 volts. So that's it. I guess it is clear now. समझा pause play कैसा करना है, right? So next, here's the question. Read the question and you can pause the video here itself. You can pause the video and read the question and solve. So we'll discuss the solution. I guess तुम लोग ने solve कर दिया होगा. You're not cheating, right? Fine. Moving on. So यहाँ पे there is an ammeter and there is a voltmeter, and you have to say which of those emitter or voltmeter, either both will give a correct reading or an incorrect reading. The answer is emitter will give me a correct reading, whereas voltmeter won't give me a correct reading. Why? Because emitter is connected in series, right? ये जो resistance है उसको series में connected, but voltmeter is not connected in parallel with the resistors. voltmeter is connected in parallel diameter, but कुछ useful ही नहीं है वो, because this voltmeter has to be connected in parallel with the resistances, not the voltmeter. So hence ammeter will give me a correct reading, but voltmeter it will give me a incorrect reading. Next, come on, everyone, pause the video, read the question, and let the solution come out. So I guess answer मिल गया होगा. So I'll discuss the answer यहाँ पे. The man will look taller. Why? I'll draw this. Just a minute. I'll just draw it. Yeah. Now, imagine this is the bank of the river, or yeah, this is the lake. Right? This is the lake. The entire thing is water over here. And here is the man over here. Here's the man standing. Now there is a fish over here, right? And the fish is looking at him obliquely. And you know what is oblique? He is looking at him at an angle. This is perpendicular. For straight देख रहा है. But the fish is not looking at him perpendicular. It's looking at an angle. Like angle पे देख रहा है. Now, the fish is looking at him, so he is the source of light. तो यहाँ से light आएगा. Light आया. And we are drawing a normal here. Since it's coming from a radioactive denser, it's gonna bend. It's gonna bend towards a normal. Bend हो गया towards a normal. Now ये जो fish है, fish is looking through its eye, and fish actually, fish cannot make out whether the ray is bending or not. Same for us, our eye cannot perceive bending light. So fish का eye also doesn't perceive bending of light. So उसको क्या लगेगा, ये जो light है, it's coming from where? It's coming straight somewhere from here. It's not a straight line. I'll just draw a straight line. उसको क्या लगेगा, ये जो light है, it's coming from where? Straight somewhere from here. So hence उसको जो human being है कहाँ पे दिखेगा, कहने से उसको human being ऐसा यहाँ पे दिखने वाला. So hence ये जो fish है उसको ये जो man है उसको, for him the man will look taller. So that's how it is. So hence the what for underwater the fish, for the fish the man will look taller. Next one. Yeah, it's an easy one. So read the question, pause the video. Once you are done with the solution, you can play it again. Pause the video. So the answer for this is it should be kept at 40, right? Now, the focal length, it was coming at, it was coming at 10. For the friend told her, the friend told that the approximate focal length is 10. So if I keep it at 10, this focus is always formed when, if the rays are parallel. We had drawn this in a diagram. Rays aayega aisa, and the focus is formed somewhere here, right? And in this case, it friend ने बोला था कि focus यहाँ से lens से 10 centimeter पे बनने वाला है. If I place a screen here, the 10 centimeter comes out to be at 40. So hence the screen has to be kept at 40. So that's how it is. The screen has to be kept at 40 centimeter. Clear? Next. Yeah. Pause the video. Solution start karo. Then again play it. Now, we'll start the solution. The answer is it should be a concave lens. The XY should be a concave lens. What will happen if it's a convex lens? Convex lens actually it converges the light now. मतलब for example, एक convex lens बना दिया concave की जगह पे. So जो भी ray of light जाएगा, right? जो भी ray of light जाएगा, can I say it will converge a little? And this convex lens will converge it still more. Which means ये जो object है वो eye के जगह पे उसके पहले ही आ जाएगा. We don't want that. We want that image after eye. So hence we cannot use a convex lens. We'll use a concave lens. If it's a concave lens, what will happen? ये जो light आ रहा है, can I say it will diverge? If it diverges a little bit, can I say जो same ray है, it will meet somewhere here, at somewhere at around I. Simply pushes it back actually. So it's a concave lens. Next, read the question. Question दिख रहा बड़ा है, but it's actually very easy. Pause the video, read the question, find the solution. Now, we'll discuss the solution. The answer is F3 is lesser than F1, and it is lesser than F. F2 का value is maximum. If you see, F1 क्या है? F1 is the actual focus, right? And F2 is what? A larger and a blurred image, and F3 is a smaller blurred image. And you should understand that ये जो blurred or larger image है, it is always formed after the focus. और अगर smaller blur image है, it is always formed before the focus. मतलब ये जो F3 है is smaller than focus and F2 is larger than focus. So hence F3 lesser than this, but F2 larger than F1. So that's how. Hence F3 is less than F1, F1 less than F2. So the distance is actually compared here. Relatively easy one. Next one. Yeah. Everyone, pause the video. Pause the video. Solution. Whatever go. Solution fast. So I will discuss solution here. It's very easy. यहाँ पे दिया mirror A is concave because concave mirror, you know, it mostly produces, you know, concave mirror is the only one which produces an erect and an enlarged image. Convex, it produces an erect image, but the image is diminished, right? So hence when the image is enlarged and erect, it has to be concave. Convex, diminished and erect. Agar if it's of the same size and erect, it has to be a plane mirror. That's how it is. It's a plane. So A is concave, B is convex, C is plane. So this was it. Next one. Yeah. Pause the video, solve it. Now the solution. In this case, the rays are bending, so we can simply say it is mainly due to what? Refraction. So it's due to refraction of light. This it is converging, so it's a convex lens. Point A is called as, it is meeting at a point called as focus. So it's a focus. So what's the physical quantity that is reciprocal of the focus? Reciprocal of focus is power. Reciprocal distance between the device and the point. A device or point is a distance is focal length, or in reciprocal focal length is power. So that's how it is. It's a 3 or 4 mark question. Next. Pause the video. Come on, solve. Pause it and solve. So in this case, it's a convex mirror, and you know convex mirror में तुम लोग यहाँ पे image कहीं पे भी रखो, object कहीं पे भी रखो, we always get images erect, images of a small size. It's a virtual and it's always formed behind the mirror, right? So in this case, it is, since it is not kept at, okay, since it is not at infinity, right? So we cannot, so hence in this case we can say the image is always erect, it is small in size, virtual, and it's always forms behind the mirror. Yeah. Pause the video and solve it fast. Pause the video and solve it. So we'll start the solution now. Here if you see, ये जो R1 R2 है parallel में है, R2 R3 R4 and R5 is in parallel, and the entire combination of R1 R2 and the combination of R3 R4 R5 is in series. हम लोग पहले R1 R2 parallel के लिए find करेंगे, right? Then R3, R4, R5 parallel के लिए find करेंगे, then entire thing is in series. So R1, R2 parallel के लिए parallel का formula, it is reciprocal summation of reciprocals. We get to 8 ohms. Then this 3 parallel, again summation of reciprocals. Again you get 10 ohms, and 8 and 10. The entire combination of these two is in series. Simply add both, you'll get 18 ohms. Then current के लिए simply use V upon R. I is V upon R, V is 12, which is mentioned. Total resistance is 18. If you divide, you'll get the answer is 0.666. The approximate value is 0.67. Fine. So this was the. So I guess it is clear till here, right? So we'll just give me a minute.